what's going on. Cameras are all out of sync. Everything's going wrong. Hello everyone, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting when nothing's working or anything going on right or anything. Sorry for being late. I'm Laz. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Usual stream opener for me, I suppose. Nowhere near ready. Not even taking my medication. Forgot last night completely, which was never good. So yeah, that's a quick introduction. Why do I do this? If you've never been here before, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. This is the 115th episode, I think, as well. Evening, buzzard. Evening, Beacon, mate. How you doing? Yeah, let me take my tablet one sec. Yeah, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. Channel that started because I needed to concentrate on my hobby or something to do so I could do my hobby, and this gives me the ability to concentrate on it because I have a neurological disorder that messes with my limbs, especially when I get stressed and other things. So I started a YouTube channel. That was a clever idea. From there I've had 4 years of painting miniatures live on YouTube, and now we're into my 5th year, and it's October and it's the end of October, and tonight I'm going to hopefully finish these 2 vehicles so I could have at least a mini race look going if I wished. And I have the 3 vehicles painted for my Orktober. I'm still not painting. I'm looking at that stomper and it's not looking bad at me. Not looking great at me. So good evening everybody else who's joined. Buzz, how are you? I can't find my phone. This is gonna be weird. Where's my phone? I need someone to phone my phone. Anyone capable of phoning my phone? Could you phone my phone, please? Because I can't see the portrait mode without my phone. Good evening, Twisted. Good evening, and I hope everyone on the portrait mode is okay as well. You go there. So while I'm waiting for that to happen, because there are multiple people that could phone my phone, don't try and phone Discord if that's the method you're going to use, because that shouldn't go off. But either way, let's start with the colours that we need to go on. Right, last time I did the Avalon Sunset base. Why is that camera not working? Oh, I remember why that camera's not working. I'm going to have to do that. And then I'm going to have to do that. And then I had it as a camera. Silly me. I didn't have it as a PC camera. I really need to tighten that as well to lock it in place once it's in the right point. And next I need to properties. There we go. That should solve the problem. Hello. You've all just been looking at me and it's been weird. Yes, I know. I noticed. I noticed eventually. After I stopped looking at that and just the chat, thank you, Sparkles. And is that Ali? Yes, I believe that's Ali. I can't see properly on this unless I make the chat box freaking huge. So yeah, where's my phone? Damn it. Sparkles, if you're typing that, you should be able to find my phone by now. If you would, please. If I'm sat on it, I'm going to be really annoyed. I think that's Sparkles anyway. It may not be. Yeah, they'll be liked. Right, so yes, I'm going to be painting these 2 to get them both up to this-ish standard. hopefully tonight. And I've already wasted crap loads of time. So I need the dark orangey colour that. No, I didn't. I needed the red. And I needed a red to paint the panels on this one to stipple this over, which is actually the base for this one, which is going to get this stippled over. See, different yellows, different colours, but I needed a red first, and I wanted it to be the will Mephisto red do, or do I want to go scarlet? Do I go base scarlet? No, I want to go darker red. I want to go darker than scarlet, much darker than scarlet. Oh, what's that one? That's Evil Sun's like scarlet. Which one do I think is going to look better? And how did it get that? Oh, I remember how I got that thingy last time. And that was because of the speed paint. Do we even know where the Red Army Painter speed paint is? That's going to take ages to dry, so I'd have to do that now. I don't even know where that is. Do I have a darker... I could go darker orange and go for a Zamzi Desert. I think I'll go with that method as opposed to going the red. Although, orange is an option as well. And stipple on the yellow. No, we'll go for the Zamzi Desert. Just so we can put a slight variance in the yellows. Ah, it was Sparkles in the other chat. Thank you. Hello, how are you? Good evening, Lee. Yeah, I'm missing the portrait check because I can't remember where I've put my phone. And without clear direction of where it is, I don't want to get up and go looking for it. Because it might take me bloody ages. So I'm going to start with this one, doing the panels, and then I'm going to go clean up some of the bits on this one, because they'll be the same colour. Good evening, Lee. Hello. In which case I need to get a brush sorted and start actually painting on that. So it is the end of October, which does mean I can get to go back to doing other things. And I mean, I could continue doing arts, but I have so many unfinished projects, and projects that could be finished so much quicker than the arcs. And if I can get them finished and boxed off, then that's going to be so much better. Which is kind of why I'm doing the vehicles for the arcs, because they're single large models. And I can box them and put them away, and it does give me a theme for my army. I can just keep Lasgull out, so I've got an idea on it. Because obviously he's the warlord for it, and if I'm going to keep a display model out, it's certainly going to be the one that I've kit bashed. See, I may go over some of these bits with silver afterwards, as well as obviously the checkers and dags if appropriate. Yeah. Ah, crap. Oh, well, this is why we're doing this one first. And why we're actually going for the base yellow, because we're going to have to tuck him behind this little guy, and he's going to be a pain in the ass to paint if we have already painted him. Whereas he should be okay to paint if we've already painted the rest. See, my hands are not being too steady at the moment. than not being my friend. This is the knock-on effect of not having my tablet last night. Even though I took it today, I have pretty much as soon as I got up, it's like, no, you don't took your tablet. Here you go back to bed. It was not nice. Also explain why I didn't sleep very well last night. But because I didn't take it at once, it has a knock-on effect, and the other one's not getting into my system yet, even though the first one is yeah. It's real pain. No, the people who have to take medication, take it on time. Especially if it works. If it works, take it. Take it on time. Take it as regularly as you need to. If it's that type of medication. If it's the type that I've got, follow the instructions. If it's working, follow the instructions. Follow the instructions. If it's not, go back to the doctor. I don't. Yeah. It's not one of those self-medicated ones, unfortunately. Why did I choose yellow again? I can't remember. I can't remember why I chose yellow. No worries, Twisted, no worries. Buzzard, you've probably played it now. How's Battlefield 6 holding up as a game? Good evening, Graham. Yep. Notice you got another big bear painted. When you're going to try that huge mother of bears? When you're going to get her painted? Oh, that's going to be wonderful. That's going to be awesome. I think it looks about half the size of my stomper. That looks huge. Where else? Obviously the big panel up here. It's going to have to be. Nah, you don't like Battlefield 6? Fair enough. That face just says it all. Oh, damn it. No way. Twisted you lots up. Ah. So limited motion anyway, now it's even more limited because of just normal, not sleeping on it properly. Aha! My phone just went beep beep beep. The one times that I don't want it to, but usually I don't want it to, but this time I did. It came from this direction, I heard it. It's here. Thank you for whoever that was, if it was any of you. No, it wasn't. No, none of you. None of you. So many of you could have sent me a Facebook message. Some of you could have just downright rang me. And I had to wait for a random Discord notification to go off. Now I can actually go do the really silly thing, which I don't understand why it makes me do, but it does. And now I've got to actually go find my own stream, which is amusing. Which there were 6 people in there. Hello to all 6 of you. Well, may not be, or may still be by the time I get in there. But hey, I'm not sure where it's up to. Right, now I can get back to painting, and I can actually see some kind of chat happening when it happens. It does help. No, it wasn't just you specifically, Ali. It was just that I couldn't get into the portrait mode because I couldn't find my phone. So I did put a general request out for anyone who could contact me. So Sparkles upstairs could just as easily have phoned me. Because I said it just after they made their comment as well. I think just before, I'm not sure. It may have been weird because of YouTube chat timing. However, yes, a random Discord notification for a different server be beeped off twice. And that put me in the rough vicinity of, my phone has to be there or there. So I went and checked the first and it wasn't, and I went and checked the second and it was. Which meant I can come and say hello to everyone else who is in portrait mode. And I can actually read the comments when I see them eventually pop up on the one that I can't read because it's so small. And I've not even changed my glasses over. My head's just... I was late starting and everything tonight. I'm so sorry. But here's hoping, A, because I've had a coffee, just to help with that caffeine kick, that's just... And B, my tablets are going to kick in soon, hopefully. That this is going to slowly get easier and better. If anyone's wondering why there's black speckles all over my hands, it's because I've been doing some base coating today. Namely this, which is what is ready to... But I've not done the standard setup, I just sprayed it grey. And I'm going to see if I can actually just paint the model up. It will make it look different to all the others, except for that one, which I also just painted up as well. So, yeah. But the other one, I believe I also just sprayed. So, it makes sense to just do that with these. What I may do is when I get to the arcs and the Gretchen, because obviously I'm painting them separately, I might give them a separate little dry brush just to help bring out the tones of the muscles. Not that it really matters because of colours I'll be choosing. Fuck it. Bristles getting caught is not fun. And this is why I'm painting the yellow first, because then when I'm painting the gun later, it's not as bad. And back into everywhere that at least needs a second coat. Now it's dry. good thing with these and it being the yellow, I think that might have been the deciding factor. I can't remember. It's the fact that because it's arcs, the patchiness works in with it. Whereas with anyone else, it looks off. So doing a yellow Eldar would be hell for me. Just trying to get that flat yellow, that perfect flat yellow, would just be horrible. I'd have to try so many different yellows. Yeah, I've literally just looked up and read Graham's full comment. Yeah, that sucks. No worries, dude. Um, yeah, that really fucking sucks. What the hell? If you're supposed to be on holiday, you're on holiday. Put your work aside. Somebody, if it's something that needs doing, somebody else needs to pick it up, and it's the man. It's your whoever's in charge of handing out your crap. That unless you're the one that's right at the top, in which case, you hand it out to the next person, and they have to get it done. Essentially, this is what they should pay middle management for. Essentially, covering holidays. That's why they should be aware of every account because they're going to be covering everybody's holidays. Which is why they should always be in your business. They should be working twice as, however many times harder than everybody bloody else, but they don't. Just pass shit around, general knobheads. See, that's looking okay. Then you're on holiday. It should go to somebody of equal measure of you. Unless there is nobody of equal measure of you and you're the only person who could possibly do that, in which case that really friggin' sucks. And they need to pay you more. And you're not on holiday. Your holiday starts once you've finished your work. So sadly, your holiday starts 2 days after they initially thought it was going to, but they kept you in work. No, you don't go back. You take an extra 2 days because they took an extra 2 days. You had to delay your holiday because of them. Well, you need your junior training up quick, and you need a pay rise. But still, however long it takes to do the work, I'll be taking that extra time off as part of my holiday. Because if you're well, it depends. Are you independently employed or, well, this is asking too much, really. Doesn't matter. EB, what is up? Actually, I have questions to ask you. Because I need to know about certain things. Sparkles is already aware, so I'm okay. But I need to know, what have you already... I know you've made some kind of 40k purchase. And I don't necessarily wish you to tell that exact purchase on here. But can you message it to me in some way, please? Just so I can, yeah. I can just make sure. Unless you want to tell me here, in which case that is fine. Awesome, you've bought Hearthkin Warriors and Paints. Right. Do you remember that 500 point army? Which, essentially, do you remember the rest of that 500 point army? Because I should be getting everything, finishing off everything but the Hearthkin Warriors on Wednesday. Fingers crossed, 'cause it's just the Hearthkin Guard that I'm waiting for. Everything else I've got at the moment is base coated in a box over there. Well, I figured if the combat patrols that I'm not using them, given to Patreon members. You were the first one, so thank you very much. So you're getting the Votan, because I know you've already started collecting them. It'll be a nice start for you. And I missed the unit that you just happen to have. So yeah, you'll end up with the Votan Combat Patrol, the old one. I've just got, provided I get Wednesday's issue, I've just got to put them together, spray them grey like the rest of them. Ka-chink. What? Oh, right, yeah. I can't even remember where we was up to. I really can't. I think I'd shot a unit. I think you killed one of mine, which had pretty much wiped out a third of my army. And I think I killed something of yours and was about to aim at something else. But I was taking many risks. I was taking many risks. In fact, EB, because I'll receive it on Facebook Messenger if you do say yes or whatever. Do you want to come up and have a chat? It'll be much easier if you wish to. Not saying you have to, saying you can. While I try and find the paint that I'm supposed to be using next, which is not that one. It is that one. Avalon Sunset, which is the base coat that I've already used on this one, but I'm going to paint. Yeah. I'm just going to use a base coat as a layer. Why not? It adds a slight variance, which is essentially what I want. I don't want it all exactly the same. I want it similar, but I don't want it exactly the same. No worries. I'll send you a I'll send you the link. Which I've got to remember how to do now. Start that does help. Now I do apologise to those on portrait mode that you're only going to be able to hear EB. No, that should be that way around. And no. Yeah, let's put it that way around. If this works, EB should be able to read the chat, or at least one of them, I hope. There. Ding. I should do that. And then I just got to remember to keep an eye out on that. And it should work. So if anyone's not familiar with the Eclectic Bird, he is an American, well, was. I'm not sure if he's still doing it. But he was an American reactor. Considerably more subscribers than me, but hey ho, we have become friends, which is weird because we're not even in the same area of YouTube or the world. So let's see how this is layering up with a single coat. I can hear me. I'm in my head. It's not right. EB, hurry up. This is what I don't like about headphones. Especially now I'm clearer. It's actually working alright. That unit war suit twisted. Yeah, they're gonna look great when they're finished. Yeah, they're gonna look great when they're finished. The first one alone was just, yeah, that was outstanding. And then you gotta do another 2 to match it. Sorry, another 5 to match it, I think it is. And then, obviously, Morgan Val to lead them. That is going to be that could enter quite a few categories out of painting competitions, like single units, character models. as well as look fantastic on the tabletop. And I don't even mean for tabletop standard. I mean just look fantastic on the tabletop because yeah, they are highly, highly well done. They're just see. I'm actually struggling to see that's how good they are. Some people just say they're really well done. They're also I'm actually struggling to think of. You have done a fantastic job on those, or so far anyway. You know you're not finished. You may find out another new technique and make it even better. I don't know. But the non-metallic metal work along with the source lighting, it is working very well. Especially if you can do some kind of themed mini diorama for them to stand on. Essentially, a very large base, which I'm guessing you'll have fun doing. Something like a 2 foot by 2 foot board for them to stand on as a single piece of work, as a armies on parade style. That'll look quite nice. But I believe you've had another project come in that you can film, and so I won't put too much on your plate. And are you also still working on the Space Marine as well? Or have you finished that now? Is the microphone picking this up, by the way? Am I getting an echo because of my headphones? Right. That should be enough yellow on that. Now, there's a couple of areas that I wanted to clean up on this one. I'm looking at it with Avalon Sunset. Da, da, da. Large panels suck. Especially if you're not airbrushing them. Not too bad if you're airbrushing them. They're alright then. Audio's fine? Awesome. Cheers. No echo. Right, let's hope I can actually hear EB when he comes on well around my neck. If I can, then I think I've solved the problem. If I can't, then I'm going to go back to talking weird. Unless there is an option to mute for self. No. Is that better? Came home. No worries, dude. No worries. Right, well, I know that one works. I know that one works because it's what it was on to start with. Thank you very much for telling me there was no sound. Because it was me just barely listening to myself, and that's just torture. I mean, you could have just sat there and gone, no, we'll listen to him in silence for 10 minutes. He's listening to himself. There's nothing worse we can ask for him. But yeah, okay. Fair enough. Telling me there's no sound? Very good idea. Thank you very much. I need to figure out how to sort that out. In the meantime, however, I turn that right way down and put them to the side. And I don't have to worry about them at all because EB's just told me that he's not coming up because he has family and children just like me. And he's in the middle of the afternoon from now. You did. So yeah, food time. Mrs. and kids are up and running around. And not exactly the ideal time to be jumping up on a stream. No worries. I think that's the yellow bits done. Now to start on the metal. I don't like the metal. I don't like the metal. Why am I looking for another brush? Alright. Ah. I've completely missed the side panels on that one. Okay, so let's have a look at the metal on this one, seeing as I've got it on my brush. And in this case, we're wanting engine parts. Some of these will be getting a dry brush of some kind of off silver, so either a bronze or probably a bronze. Just to stop them looking as cleanly metallic, as well as getting an Agrax wash as opposed to a non-oil wash. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Kendall, children, amounts to the same thing. Volume, decibels. Yep. Lovely little girl. Just she should have come with a volume button. Not everything needs to be full volume. However, I have heard a mother from the other room. So, she's still got a way to go. In fact, you've been an intermediary, EB, a couple of times for a conversation between me and your missus, and you've only had to repeat what I've said. Whether that be because of the quality of your mic or the volume of your missus, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've had conversations with your missus. In ways that normally shouldn't be possible. Especially for someone with a directed mic. Oh, a lovely woman, must say. I have very little interaction with other people when I'm usually on a streamy type call. Despite the fact that I'm able to see the room, there's usually not many people in the room with other people, and if they are, they're not usually on camera or talking very much. Except Freebie's missus. She's on COD. You can hear her. Oh yeah. Right. First coat on that. Back to painting the silver bits on this. Let them dry. Go back over it with the Avalon Sunset. And then come back. Not a problem, Twisted. I shall see you later. Thank you for coming in, mate. You enjoy your dinner. And don't let the cats steal it. They would have been after mine tonight. I had steak tonight. And it was very nice. Fried in garlic butter sauce. It was lovely. And my hands still ain't particularly steadying up right now. Which is not the greatest of all. I've still got another 4 colours to use. And a hell of a lot more to paint. And if my hands aren't steady, I have a hell of a lot more to clean up. There's a lot more silvery bits than I would like on this. Especially some areas that I'd like to be partially painted. I didn't think I'd be finding areas that I want partially painted. That's a weird one. That's a new one on me. I'm not sure how I'm going to emphasise that chipped look on there, but I'll find a way. The smoke might be able to turn some of those slight accidents into happy mistakes. Oh, sorry, slight mistakes into happy accidents, I think it goes. I have no idea what. Yeah. That's just confused me. This is why I normally have notifications silenced so I don't get to see them or do anything. But sometimes notifications confuse me. Because if it's one person in a different server, then I'm used to seeing them and then my head's fucked. And sometimes it's just screwed because I saw them at all in the server. Or the server that it actually is. So, yeah. Discord confuses me more than anything else. But if anyone wishes to offer any help in how to sort a Discord out, please let me know. Let me know through Discord. I'm not taking a piss with that. I'm just saying I do have a Discord and it's what needs sorting out. So if you know what you're doing on it, you can contact me. We'll see. Obviously, I'm not doing it. Somebody's just walked in the door though. If there's anything I do for potentially anyone, all of you, is well, having you be part of it is key, really. It is all there for you more than it is for me. Very little bit of it is, but that's only because of how I use it. You don't get to see a couple of the times where I've copied and pasted a picture. That's it. I suppose that'd be the biggest behind the scenes thing I could offer. But Blake? Holy shit. Cuz, how you doing? I'm joking. How you doing, mate? I don't ever want to do it again. Somebody should come up here and shout at me for that, especially you, if you're not at work. How are you doing? Work sucks. Work does suck. Work does suck. You are not wrong there, brother. However, some work sucks more than others and still doesn't pay more, so hey, be thankful you've got a job. Thankful you got a wage. Thankful that you're earning. Exactly, Ali. It still pays the bills. But you need to do more than that. It's supposed to be a livable wage, which means it should be able to cover the bills and still have a bit in your pocket left over to go, alright, it's Friday night or whatever night, I'm going to have a bit of a drink, or I'm going to enjoy myself, or I'm going to save up and I'm going to get blah 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 blah. It needs to be a livable wage. See, doing a lot of this with the airbrush would have been a lot easier. I'm now realising that doing the yellow with an airbrush would have been a lot easier. Problem is, I can't set the airbrush up at this time of night. Do I have to do like mini recordings of just me using the airbrush? you... Ah. What? You work 80 hours a week? And you're still saving up to be poor. Isn't standard hours 40 hours, and anything over that is. We need dispensaries over here. That's the only way we're going to get Blake over. Sort his neck out. His hard-working ethics can actually pay off. His experience can get him a managerial position. The fact that he smokes a lot of the fucking stock keeps the store open. And he'd be able to fucking live. I would say start a GoFundMe, but apparently that company's done something really, really crappy recently and I can't bother looking at what it is. Probably embezzlement. It usually is with money. Especially when lots of it's involved. Somebody's trying to nick off with it. Note to everyone, if you've got money, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to spend it on your friends and family. It's not a bad thing to share it about and be charitable. Just bear in mind that 99.9% of the world will probably after your money. May not be close friends and family, but there'll be buggers who know about it who'll be after it. Just be smart. And if you're America, carry a gun. If you're not, then just be smart. We don't have much of an alternative. No worries, EB. I'll see you later, dude. Silver bits. And what else do I want to paint? Brass, and then what else am I going to paint? Yeah. What am I going to do? Dags and checks on. Which areas am I going to retrospectively go back and paint yellow? Or white, or whatever colour. Because the metallic sections of this is quite a big chunk, I gotta say. That is one heck of a double engine block. It looks like what, we have a V12 engine, essentially. Two V6s smashed together. Or is it two? Yeah, no, two V6s. Three on each side. Smashed together in some ungodly fashion. Along a single-ish axle. Well, if you can call it that. As well as a back door with a Gretchen hanging on it. Of course. Why wouldn't you? You'd be stupid not to, wouldn't you? Although I think you only get to fire one grot blaster, although you've got a Gretchen up here and a Gretchen back here, I think you only get to fire one grot blaster. But because you've got pretty much full line of sight from most places across you can make it anywhere. So even if you somehow converted the rules back to a edition where you needed line of sight from the weapon, which is why immobilizing a vehicle was such a devastating thing. It was pointing off the edge of the board and nowhere near any of its next targets because it was going to come out and turn next turn. And you've managed to immobilize the bugger. Unless it's a walker who can swivel. or a turret weapon. Immobilizing it would pretty much take it out of the game. In this case, the Grot Blaster and the main cannon would still be able to fire. Just not the exhaust thingies. Still a shitload of metal though. This is where actual metal sucks as opposed to non-metallic metal. The metal actually shines no matter which angle you're painting it from. Non-metallic metal only shines from one direction. So painting it under a light, there is no reflection actually from the non-metallic metal. From the metallic, there is. It could be a pain in the rear end sometimes. Because sometimes you're looking for that not reflection to know whether or not you've painted it. And sometimes that just means it's in bloody shadow and not reflecting, so you can't see it and you paint it 6 times. Or not at all because you've not had it at the right angle. Oh, I know I'm going to be dry brushing over a lot of this with other colours, and it's also going to be getting a wash. But it's still nice to make sure that you get all the bloody area. Oh right, Blake popped up in. Blake, which one are you in? Yeah, I would just noticed, Blake, you turned up in the other one as well. Yeah, I have 2. I have a portrait mode one, and I have a big one. Now the big one, I get the chat nice and easily up in here. So if you're in portrait mode, please pop over. It'll be nice and easy to chat away. But I do also have the portrait mode one, which I have the lovely Ali there moderating for me and popping people over. Hopefully. Right, I think that's all the silver done on this one. Now we've got to attack this bloody thing. And just looking at it, this is a monstrosity compared to that one. And it's going to take so much fucking more. So much. Welcome back, Ali. Thank you for coming in. Have you done everything you needed to do? Is it all done? Body's buried. Teeth all thrown to the pigs. Cleaned up, yeah? Excellent. Cheers for that. Oh, sometimes it's kids come knocking on your door. Anything they can kick it. You gotta show them a lesson. You gotta teach them a lesson. This is why we paint some things. Teach them how to put paint on models. And then they go out spraying people's cars. Not my fault, officer. I just taught them how to use an airbrush. And they figured out it was the same as a spray can. Beginning to think I want a couple more yellow places on this one actually. So we're only going to paint part of this silver. Then we're going to have other sections of it yellow. Normally, barrels are red to go boom, aren't they? Yeah, they are, aren't they? And I've got all in there. I forgot about all in there. I need big brush. I need a big brush. I have a. Oh no. I need a dry brush later as well. I have a dry brush for later. I have big brush. Right. I need big brush. And I need big brush to paint. Well, it's a big area. That's hard to get to. Big brush, do it. Chuck in a wash. Boom. See? Now in the magazine, it said to do it in sub-assembly and not glue this bit on yet. But no. So you're only in this one now, Ali. Awesome. Excellent. Thank you for being over in the other one. And tonight I have not. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on over there tonight. And I know you're the one who's been doing all the work over there, so thank you very much. Get engine block while I'm using the biggest brush. I might as well make the most out of it. Because they do carry a lot of paint, these big brushes. So you can actually get quite a lot done with them, really. Especially if you have the right base colour. In this case, the grey that I've gone for complements it quite well. Is EB's? No, EB's gone off for a bit, hasn't he? And you don't have to go back too badly or too much to load the brush back up properly. It is nice. I know that bit's supposed to be yellow. A minute. So there's some bits I don't want to overlap on, if at all possible. But there are a lot of silvery bits on this one. There are a shitload. Right. Before we move on to the next colour, let's go back and do the other colour. True. What I should actually do is be able to put a link up in the other one, Ali, so that people can come and see it. But hopefully YouTube does that anyway. But then again, that will be implying that YouTube's got some kind of help for its users in mind. That doesn't involve exploiting every single part of them for monetary gain, as well as quashing anything that speaks out against them. So there goes my monetization. Actually, it doesn't, because even YouTube have to abide by their own rules. One of their own rules is you form certain markers, you jump through certain hoops, which you have no control over, really. Well, very little. And then they will start I keep forgetting I've not muted my phone. There we go. See, if it pings when I got a message in the chat, that would be different. But it doesn't. So, no, he can bugger off. And no, it's the side panels. Do you see 2 videos when you see my channel? Yeah, I think I've got a couple of videos up. I don't think I've ever done 2 of the exact same live stream. I don't think that's physically possible. Just for me, never mind for anyone else. I couldn't do the same live stream identically twice. I could do basically the same thing, and the paint might be doing the same thing, but whatever happens out of my mouth is, yeah, that happens. And I don't think I've had too many of the same, or any of the same for that matter. Especially, again, because over the years, my presentation style has changed. How I do things have changed, so if I were to go back and do essentially what I did on the very first streams, and even cover the same topics accidentally on those streams, although I doubt I would be able to, it would still be different just because of the fact that so no, you wouldn't get two streams the same. Each one is unique, and it is a one-time deal. Well, yes, you do see two videos, and both of them are different in their own way as well. But bearing that in mind, I've got to pay more attention to my positioning rather than anything real. And everything else is the same. Kind of. Except you don't get to see guests. I found out how guests see the chat box though. So next time a guest does come up, they can actually see what you lot are chatting about. Well, some of you at least. I'm assuming it'll show the main chat room, as it always does. I'll say the main chat room, the horizontal chat room, the one that I've always used and was the first one before it decided to tell me I could go portrait mode as well. It's like, oh right, can I really? Okay, let's do that as well. Because some people only prefer watching that way. I know Francois, if they turn up, then they usually turn up in portrait mode, in which case I may have missed them this evening. Because I've not been paying a lot of bloody attention to much of the chat, to be quite honest. Oh, that would be quite handy. That would. Right. So that's the silver. And most of the yellow done. No, that is cleaning up with the silver. And he's cleaning up properly. So hopefully I haven't spread this too thin using the larger brush. Might come back in and clean it up with a different colour afterwards. EB didn't actually come up at all. People came home. Volume levels were no longer manageable. So he decided against. More on the air of caution than a guarantee. But he still decided against. Which I do not blame him. It's entirely his choice to make. And I think he's just nipped off as well. I think he has. I'm not entirely sure. I'm glad I do these streams. It actually helps me keep track of the days of the week and the holidays. They come in handy for so many things. Oh, Francois, right, fair enough. We also have Northerner as well, who may turn up in portrait. I think Northerner knows now to pretty much pop up in here. The easier one for me to see. See the custom booster blaster. That's a different kettle of fish when it comes to painting. Obviously, you got the boom deck stars weapon as well, but custom booster blaster has a whole different set of bloody problems and issues of its own. Right. Other metallic. Oh. How's my tea doing? My tea's doing okay. I'm so glad nobody clips my videos. Well, it's a good idea to make them slightly long so it's harder to clip unless you're actually watching live. Nobody watching live clips my videos. Yeah. Right, so now for the darker metallics. Or some of the other metallic colours. I'm just going to use the same big brush. And if it's going to be a Snazwagon, it has to have... Oh no, this isn't a Snazwagon, is it? This is just the custom booster blaster. But still, there were sections that I wanted to do on this one. And now he's back to this one. Doing the metallics first. I always feel like doing it the wrong way around. Right, next. some back there, and I wanted some up the front here. Right. Now, does that look like a boomdacky snazzy wagon? I know I've not done any of the art greens or any of the brighter colours yet. I've just done the yellow and the metallic. And does that look like a custom boosty blaster? I know everyone's thinking, I've got no idea what a custom boosted blaster is supposed to look like. Well, does it look like it could fit the name? The answer is no, then obviously I'm screwed and I've got to start again because I've done it wrong. Right. So what's left is blacks, greens, touch-ups, washes, dags, checks. That's going to be weird. Have a good night, Ali. Thank you for coming in and for taking care of portrait mode as well for me. That's been much appreciated as well. Thank you so much. Have a great night, and I hope you sleep well. But as Ali's going to go to bed, I'm going to take a break. Refill my cup of tea. I need a wee. As well. So yes. There. And this is where I have to put this up. That's taken a while for some reason. Obviously, I'm portrait mode. You can't see the left side of that. You can only see a little white line of it. If you're on full screen mode, you see the "I'll be back soon." And I will be back soon, hopefully. In fact, I should probably move that over till that bit is up there. And if you go to the full size one, you can do the subscriber bit as it's like it says, and because it is built by subscribers like you. But that means putting music on as well. And we're starting the Starbound Pop Funk again.
Crowded show, sweater lights in the undertow. Every face was a mirrored flame, every voice still calls my name. We were sparks against the dark, every lyric lit a mark. Still I feel it, still it stays, calling through the sand. Every song still runs in our veins. We'll never fade, we'll never fold. These echoes never get old. Distant signals in the sky tonight. Every heartbeat screaming back in time. We were reckless, we were never blind. The fire we lit will never die. The fire we lit will never die. Another night under suburban skies. Dreams too big for a town this size. Every street feels like a cage. Every mile is another stage. We're burning faster than the ground. Every silence makes a sound. Chasing signals out of sight. Runaway hearts into the night. Like runaway satellites we fly. Breaking free from the weight of time. Every orbit pulls us high. We were made to cross the line. Flickering lights on the interstate. Every choice feels a little late. We don't belong where the echoes fade. We'll light it up with the mess we made. We're burning faster than the ground. Every silence makes a sound. Chasing signals out of sight. Runaway hearts into the night. Like runaway satellites we fly. Breaking free from the weight of time. Every orbit pulls us high. We were made to cross the line. We won't crash, we won't fall. Gravity can't take it all. Every scar is proof we tried. Every night we're amplified. Like runaway satellites we fly. Breaking free from the weight of time. Every orbit pulls us high. We were made to cross the line. We were made to cross the line. Another night we can't explain. Cover stories, different names. Signals fade into the skies. Running wild under starlit lines. We're not the saints they thought we'd be. We're chasing ghosts they'll never see. Every secret, every fight. We were sparks against the night. We made starlit alibis. Falling fast but still alive. Oh, oh, oh. We were reckless, we were afraid. Lost in our own history. Oh,
Hello everybody, welcome back. Hello, I'm sorry it took so long. Right, where were we up to? We were up to green. Green, which is Strachan green with Death Guard green. How can I not see the dice? So, Death Guard green first, which is going to be the main colour for the actual orcs. With a wash and them, and the Strachan green goes on the goblin. The Gretchen, not goblins. That's a brighter colour. I did not shake the pot first because I'm an idiot. So, sorry for everyone who waited so long. Kitty Cat couldn't decide if he wanted to go out. Decided not to in the end. And then they decided to wait feeding instead. Of course. She's like that. She's a pain in the bum. Yes, you who's looking up there with that blanket. That put specifically on. Yeah. Big blanket right across the middle of the sofa. And just for her. Because she's old and she wants comfort now. And my jacket's there. She won't go outside without me, so I had to make sure she knew I was ready to go outside. That's probably way too much green. Oh well. It's definitely enough. It's definitely enough. It's definitely a band of some kind across his back. A strap or something. And of course, with orcs, we're guaranteed to have some kind of clothing. They do wear trousers. Some of them even wear jackets and things. Some of them do not. But they do wear trousers. If Sparkles is still up, I may be getting a come down from Sparkles with a very stern face because I've made a cup of tea and not made one for her. Sorry. No, canonically, orcs are much brighter green than this. I just prefer this green over the bright orc skin that they recommend you. It's very rare I like to do things the way Games Workshop want me to. I don't mind doing orcs green, but the whatever green I want them to be. Not a predetermined set of base coat layer highlight that you try and sell to me. Or they try and sell to me. Painting is however you feel it should be. Don't get me wrong, those painting tutorials work, and if you use their painting guides, you'll get nice models. However, in certain cases, I want models to be personal. I don't want it to be the same as everybody else's. That's probably other people that have done the same as me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the first, I'm not the most unique, I'm not the pioneer of this. It's just how to personalize things a little bit more and still keep them within. The setting that, to be quite honest, everybody who plays 40k, they love it because of the setting. The setting and the lore and certain parts of it are just good. And then there are ARC players that are just crazy. Absolutely bonkers. In fact, ARC players are probably closer to pure chaos than the chaos players. Because it is all forms of chaos at once. They themselves are the disease, the fungus. The fungus and disease that wreaks war. That seeks pleasure and generates power from it. Knowledge is so ingrained into them that they just know it. They don't have to learn it. And through it all, they end up being the happiest ones out of everyone. Because as the galaxy burns, the orcs are quite happily running in there throwing Molotovs to help it. And we have the other one who's got his head sticking out. He's also mostly shirtless. God, my mind is an absolute cacophony at the moment. Whew. He does not want to shut up. And you don't want to hear what he's saying. Normally I'll let it run around. Tonight, it decided he wanted to be a dick. And I was putting it lightly. Even Gretchen wear pants. But they don't wear shoes. They're not allowed to in case they need to be used for food. The leather is tough because the use are kind. But would you wanna go? Cause we really don't mind. Actually, that was a bit too well done for an arc, wasn't it? That can't go in the Orktober. Oh, I nearly forgot him at the front. How could I forget the mascot? Can't go into a race without your lucky mascot. And where do you display your lucky mascot? On the front of your car. So we've got to paint the lucky mascot. The lucky mascot doesn't survive the race, but the car does, and that's what makes it lucky. Because not everybody else's car survives the race, you see. But if you've got a lucky mascot, and it makes it look snazzy. But his screaming can be a little bit off-putting, so you've got to put something over his mouth to shut him up. There we go. Right. Next vehicle, which is the Custom Boosty Blaster. And we have, again, 2 Arcs, 2 Gretchen. Did we have that on the other one? 2 Arcs, 2 Gretchen? No, 1 Arc, 2 Gretchen. The Gretchen is shooting the gun. The big gun. I think that's why he gets a better ballistic skill on it. Well, let's take you off and have a little I just realised, I just remembered again, I've not actually got proper glasses on for this. Probably a good idea to actually change them over. Right, okay. This is why I normally pre-shade. Because this guy's got a hat on. And I didn't notice that straight away. So I really wish I had appreciated on both of these. I paid a little bit more attention to these Boomdacker Snazwagon because I was spraying that one as a base coat. You kind of pay attention where to make sure you've got everywhere, especially if you've got the largest spray range. So you have to kind of be thorough. Also doesn't help when the colour you're using isn't too far off what the base colour is anyway. So wet it's kind of, yeah, I've done that bit. He's got a lot of tubing and a lot of met work going on. He has got a lot of met work going on, hasn't he? He's pretty much bolted into that gun. He is the gun. The gun is his entire left arm. Or left shoulder, at least. He's still got a hand to pull the trigger for some reason. Go figure. Not sure why. Obviously, anyone watching on portrait mode at the moment, my last comment is pretty much null and void. I am done now, I'm back. Has he also got a hat on? Hard to tell. No, he's got a metal jaw. It's been such a long time since I put this one together, I've forgotten what everything's got properly when it comes to looks. See, some orcs having big metal straps across the face. And this is why we've gone for a long bristled brush. We also have Gretchen's hand and an orc's hand. Okay, inside the custom booster blaster. Now this one doesn't get a big red button like the other one, because that big red button is to activate the shock jump engine, which only comes into play when you advance. Oh, there's only one Gretchen and one oh no, because the other guy's back there, isn't there? And there's the one at the back. I forgot about him for a second. And thank you to anyone who's stayed so far and watched. Obviously these are coming along quite nicely, and hopefully we'll match the third soon enough. At least to a certain degree. Still got washes to come yet, which is the fun dry time bit. And we have 3 washes to put on. So we'll see how long they take to dry, in which time, if anyone wishes to have a chat, feel free. Because washes are a pain in the backside. They are the bane of a painter's life. And it is always dry time. Drying time sucks. Still got to go back to the Gretchen yet and give them a coating if the other ones have dried of the slightly brighter green. Whereas the actual orcs never actually go any brighter than the Death Guard green. But it's not too much for bright green, it's Strachan green. I think it's called? Yeah, Strachan green. From Citadel while I came to workshop. Always give your paints a shake before you use them. I shouldn't need too much of this. And it's not much different to the original layer that's already on there, so it shouldn't be too bad just to give it a quick maybe sort my brush out a bit more first though. Oh no, that's a good arc. Don't pick the arc that colour. Don't pick the arc. No, I've got Gretchen. Gretchen's only. Useful food. That's what Gretchen are. Snaplings are not useful food. Squigs are useful food. Some squigs are useful. Actual feeding squigs. Well, the food. Hopefully the wash doesn't dull this down too much. Yeah, originally I was going to do this block blue. That's until I got my Tyranids. Tyranids changed everything. Wash time. No, that's still a mud. That's no Nile. Why can't I find Agric Surfshade now that I need it? When it's the first one that I pick up every time I pick up I'm looking for no Nile, I always find Agric Surfshade. Now that I want Agric Surfshade, I can't find fucking no Nile. It's always the way it goes. It's always the way it goes. And now we need a brush. And I'm going to take a chisel brush. Just because I've got it near me. And it's slightly larger than one of the normal brushes. And everything metallic. Or everything metallic that should be metallic. There are some things that are metallic that shouldn't be, and I'm going to have to go over them, but that's when it comes to the black tyres and things. So all these components, all these, all this above his head, all of this down here, all of this down here as well. And it's got to be done on both of them yet. As I said, this bit's a pain in the backside because it takes ages to bloody dry, especially because you're looking for certain build-ups to help apply the effect that you want. It's not too bad to keep some areas brighter. The Boomdacker Snazwagon is going to be a little bit cleaner than the custom booster blaster. Or at least in regards to Agrax, Earthshade and no-Nile ratios. Custom booster blaster is a little bit more ramshackled, so it will be getting more Agrax rather than null. And the Snazwagon, just being the Snazwagon, is going to get a little bit more, but it's going to get some no-Nile on it as well. That one I've got to pick up, that one I've got to hold. Okay, so I'll load my brush first. This rivet cannon. Oh, I've still got metallics to do on him. Did I get everything on this one? I think so. And if it didn't, it shouldn't take much to get at least something on there. So those areas that I miss, I can come back with no-Nile with this one. Wash with the brush, shake the no-Nile. Right, where do I want a no-Nile? I'll miss that. And believe it or not, all the yellow. In fact, I might do the same, but slight mix. I started in the wrong place, but oh well. Not much I can do about it at the moment. And if we give his trousers a no-Nile wash, it should make them look something like black trousers. Or at least grey trousers. If I was to come back and highlight them up. Same with the strap. I'm going to have to do something about the certain areas, like the Molotovs and stuff. They're going to be different. They're going to be much harder to do. Right. Back to Agrex because I forgot about the other one. And then Stipley on the for the yellow. Yay. Drying time is great. Drying time's great. Agrex for this one. I said pretty much everywhere, but now I've decided the yellow's getting it as well. And also gives me a chance to come back and clean up some other areas where I've either put too much or too little. Correct those mistakes. After doing all this, I've still got to come in with some base colours and then do similar things with those as well, such as the ivories. And then some of this is going to have to get pure white painted over it. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Right, and the last wash, which is that. Which is the wash of the orcs. Okay, that's that one's done. Now for you in here. And you hang on out here. And lastly, the one that I've got a bloody hold. In this case, it's going to be getting a green wash because it's part of him. He's now being converted and powered by white energy fully. Yeah. So they are slowly getting there. They are very slowly getting there. Just need to pick up some glyphs, some dags and checks. And do the wheels. And the wheel's going to be majority black on both of them. In fact, yeah, no, majority black on both of them. So, yay. Where's my Abaddon black? There it is. And why is that brush not been cleaned? Or is it? Yeah, it's just getting old now. Really old. In regards to how old a brush can be. Especially when you use it quite a lot. So Abaddon black just to paint the wheels in while we're waiting for the washes to dry. No reason why you can't be doing something while you're waiting for something else. I'm going to need a fair bit of it because there are 8 wheels. Front wheels are usually quite small. That's not too bad. Orcs like big back wheels. And as we will be covering metallics, we're definitely going to need a couple of coats. Well, I would imagine so. But who knows, we may get lucky. You know how we'll find out? By doing it. So let's do it. Let's paint the wheels black. And hopefully it only takes 1 coat. I'm not holding my breath on it. Don't get me wrong, I'm certainly not holding my breath on it. And because of the basing method, I will be putting some PVA on the front wheels. Just because they are spiky as hell. And they would pick up a small amount of what's on the floor. Unlike the shock jump Trackster, which has pure slicks, so no treads to pick up. And having spikes and not just treads, the front wheels in particular, I gotta pick up stuff. Front wheels. Now for the back wheels. Back wheels should be easier. Should be. Not necessarily saying they're gonna be. But I think the back wheels would be easier. Hopefully by the time we finish this, then the washes are going to have dried. Sorry I'm being so quiet tonight. Normally I'm a lot more talkative than this. As I said, my head's just not playing fun with me tonight while I'm painting. Well, fun for streaming anyway. Certainly streaming is still helping me concentrate because, yeah, I don't know. My head's just not able to get in that zone at the moment. Maybe it's knowing the season of over expectation is coming up. I like it, but I don't know. A lot of it seems a lot of pomp and circumstance. There we go. And no, the washes haven't fully dried yet. So is there anything we can start doing now while we wait? Oh, start shaking the white paint for a start. Because it's white. White is an absolute pain in the rear end. And we can get a drink. Drinks are good. Oh, thank you for people who are watching. Have you also been painting anything? Have you been doing anything this evening? How have you been? How's your weekend? I did forget to ask that earlier when more people were in, realising it's like now midnight for me. So dags and checks have the stippling on of the yellow, and I have the brightening of the glyphs that I wish to do white as well. So there's a fair bit of white and a bit of ivory as well to be going on today. This one. Oh, I don't like using white. I don't like using white. Never have. Never will. Although this is, out of all of them, probably the best one for me to use. Is there anywhere that's actually dry enough for me to... That was awful. Don't do that again. Got a better opportunity here. I know orcs are supposed to have painted it, but I'm supposed to be better than an orc. I'm probably just using a far too big a brush for the job that's at hand. That's the problem. There are a fair few places on this one. It should be safe starting at this end. It's the glyphs, I think, that cause me the biggest problem. Not so much now that I've managed to get rid of it. I think I loaded up my paintbrush a bit too much when I came into this one. But yeah, certainly the glyphs. That would give me the biggest issue. As I said, certain areas have to have dags and checks. Not so much in this case, except for that small panel. Because there is a lot of white on it, and obviously there's... I'm going to see how well the white does with just a wash. Or whether it needs that ivory and then final white tip rather than... I can come back and clean up the metallic sections in there afterwards, that's not too bad. Other dusk. Ah, damn it. No, go away, go away, go away. Right. I should have given some of these time to dry, and also a chance for me to clean up a few spots. You don't have any specific areas that looks apart from that. Oh, and there's these. And that one there. Any more Orky glyphs? Oh, aha! There is a hidden one. For those of you who like playing games and having hidden secrets to find, there's one. Art glyph under the gun. How big the art glyph is, I'm not 100% sure. But there is most certainly an art glyph under the gun. Looks like it might be a mech style glyph. So like a wrench through the back of his head. The old style cartoon bow and arrow thing. Or it might one with bullhorns, I'm not sure. Either way, it's there. Right, what's left to do? Clean up that white bit for a start. Right, some of these white areas need to get a wash, some of them don't. Some of them need repainting in. I'm actually gonna go for the chisel brush to redo this bit, just because it's actually sharper on the long edge, and I think I'll get away with it easier to go back and redo inside those bits. And at least then if we can put some kind of metallic shine back there, especially once I've washed it, doing the tusks at the front, which I'm probably going to do next, to be quite honest. And then back to the standard colours. See how well that takes that wash, which was not very well at all. That means that the paint weren't dry and I rushed it. Oh well, we'll find we get silly things. And we'll find out what happens if we mess around. And don't wait and don't do things properly. And that's what happens. You fuck it up a bit. It's not all bad. It's not all useless. That can be brought back with a bit of an ivory dry brush towards the end. We'll be fine. Don't worry. What we do need to do is come back and brighten up some of this art flesh. Especially those higher areas. Okay, 1. Okay, I don't think we're going to get it all done tonight. Which is a shame. These washes are just not taking nicely to drying. No, they is not. Although I should be able to get some of the stippling done for the brighter yellow. At least. I should at least be able to get some of that done. As well as get some of the ivory. Oh, that's not looking too bad. The tusks, yeah, they need another wash underneath. I didn't think about that. I thought it would run under, but it didn't, because it didn't go on right, did it? Or maybe it did. Either way, that should be okay. So I'm going to need, not necessarily need the ivory anymore. Certainly going to need the yellow. And I don't know where my I was going to say I don't know where the pencil is, but I do know where it is now. I found it. And just like the white, be extra careful. See, this thing flows out of the bottle. Oh boy, does it. I know you're supposed to use a damp brush, but circumstances forced my hand, literally. And the much brighter, more flash gets yellow. Stipple them more than painted. Believe it or not, I don't want it overpowering the other stuff too much. Although I did just dab a load in the area I didn't want to. Along there, but never mind. Can always give that a bead of Agrax just to help it out again. Did want to get some on that panel, but I wanted to kind of keep some of the recessed areas untouched. Getting in behind there is quite tough. Well, that's mixed with the green quite nicely. I like how that's turned out. What's left then? Oh, repainting that white because I've messed up. That's what's next. Or at least giving all that the same flat colour as much as possible. There we go. So all that's left is dags and... it's not. Just clean my brush from white and now I need it again. Oh, it's that eye that was done in. There we have a Boomdacky Snazwagon. Oh no, we don't. We still have his bottle to do, and his gun. Right, no, his gun's easy enough. Pat the Boomdacky Snazwagon, so he gets a snazzy gun. He's easy. So anyone in chat, if you've got any questions or you wish to know anything, please just say so and I'll do what I can to answer the question for you. There is such thing as a stupid question, I know, but I will do my best to give the appropriate stupid answer. So all questions are pretty much welcome. Scarlet, orange, yellow. Easy enough. Scarlet. Orange. That was off my thumb, so I might as well get it off there now. It's quite a lot on my thumb actually. Stuck to my thumb. No, it's very fine details, isn't it? So we go for a smaller brush. And it's back to the white though. Like the fact that I don't like it. It is what is needed at the moment. I have nothing but a dry brush for future layers. It also picks out the teeth. Can't really see us in that. That one's got Gretchen's got a mouth open. No, white dries really quickly. No, he's okay. Right. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. Now, I know I've not based it yet, and I still have essentially a. Where did I put checks on this? I know I put checks on it somewhere. Pretty certain I put checks on it. Oh, there they are. So, even though I've not done the checks yet on either one of these, but I thought I'd done them. So, most of the checks were done on last go, weren't they? There we go. Easy to show. So checks like that. They've not been done on them yet, but that is what the large panel is for, right there. So I think if that's dry, we shall have a go at that now. I should use that as one of the points and do it in threes. Actually make that itself one of the points. There we go. Nice thin brush, some black paint, and in this case I'm going to paint in that middle one and that one and that one, mostly because I don't want to lose the detail around that little bit that's already there. I don't mind losing it around a single like rivet or two. Well, I don't mind losing it around a rivet or two, but if there's a surprising little bit of detail on a corner or something, I don't particularly wish to lose it. Okay, that's it for that one. And this one also has a panel as well, I believe. Yep. So in this case, just a line across the middle and then split it into about 6 squares. And then we get a small section of checks on the side there as well. Obviously, if you want dags, he's got loads of them on it all around. See, this one more has metal spikes at the front and a couple of dags there. Doesn't have much in the way of that I really need to concern myself with. All in all, not bad. I'm quite happy with these. Oh, wait a minute, where's the... filling those black eyes, and there was another one as well with the eyes. Aha, it was this one. It was... an eye somewhere around there. And the other half of this glyph as well. And then just some red dots. He says, like it's so easy. He's squinting. You're at least looking out of that eye. Whew. So pretty much now all I've got to do is baste them. That's a whole different matter. Although it's not a particularly difficult matter, I can throw it into just a small stream at the beginning and possibly move on to something else. I may continue it because I do have the death dread to do. I don't have the death dread in the army. I'm copters maybe, but then I think I've still got so much other stuff to do. I've still got to finish the world eaters yet, so I might go back to the world eaters. But as it is Orktober, I had to do orcs, so I'm just going to move my wet palette. So, over my 3 streams on models I'm using during October, I have managed to get done Lasgull, Madhucha, Thwaka with his 2 hammers and his improvised big shooter for the Roar of Mark, and these 2 hammers. As well as lots of Gretchen to represent a Makari type creature. They've also done the shock jump dragster, which has been based and is ready to jump and fire its way through vehicles and warp space and blast you with its special weapon. I'm yet to base, but I have also completed the custom booster blaster, which again is a slightly different colour. This is much more orangey, this is much... See how... That red undertone of that really is changing it. But I do want that one to be slightly different, so that's okay. And obviously the Boomdecker Snazzy Wagon, which is not actually glued down properly, but that's not a bad thing at the moment, because I may want to do stuff underneath the base just to, and then just super glue it back down again, just so I can do certain things with it if needed. So that is a very nice little contingent towards a speed wire, along with the 6 bikes and at least 6 copters that I have. That's a fair few things flying at you quite quickly that can do some damage, both in melee and at range, if they ever hit at range. But yeah, they have melee and range. I'm going to base these two probably off camera, so I'll be posting pictures on Discord and on Patreon. Yeah, this is the last one of October. I need to get these finished up before the end of October. I do. So I'm going to have to base them. So hopefully it's got the full models all based, and the finished pictures will be put up as well. Don't forget, I need to remember to do it on Instagram as well. Thank you for reminding me. Until though Wednesday, which is I believe when I get the final vote on unit, and that is when I get to put them together, prime them grey, put them in the box, and send them off to EB as part of thank you for supporting the channel so well from the start, and obviously being the only Patreon subscriber at the moment as well. You have more than paid for your postage for the item to come up. Thank you very much for all your support, my friend, and everyone else who gives me support as well. Thank you very much. As I said, I'm still looking into if I can manage it. I'll maybe give the Gene Stealer Cults away, but at the moment it's not looking like I'm going to be financially able to. But we shall see. Until Wednesday, though, when I do get that unit, and I have to put it together and, well, base coat it. I don't have to base coat it. I can't base coat it, can I? Yeah, it's during the day. I should be able to get the airbrush out, so I might be able to use the airbrush on stream. That'll be good. I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you very much. Drive safe, and so long.